All right, number 4, it wants us to perform the row operation. This symbol just means to interchange the rows. So row 2, so you start at the top, row 1, row 2 as you go down. Row 1 is going to switch places with row 2 and vice versa. So I'm just going to do that numerically. This is be a number -4, -6, and a -2. And then 5, 2, and 3. Number 5, we're going to perform the row elementary operation. So I'm going to write this out. I'm going to see if I can maybe show at least once how you can do this with the calculator. 5, 2, 4, 0, 2, 6. Okay, so what we're going to do is 1/2 times row 2, and then we're going to add that to row 1, and that is going to be the new row 1. All right. So this is multiplying this by half. So, and sometimes we'll just write out step by step. So I'm going to multiply this by 1/2. So I got 5, 2, and 4 stay the same. Do half of this, so it's going to be 0, 1. Half of this is 3. And then I'm going to add this result to row 1. That's going to be my new row 1. So there's still a 5, add 1, that gives me a 3, add 3, that gives me a 7. Now I only did this to manipulate row 1. So whenever I write row 2, I'm not writing row 2 as this, I'm writing row 2 as it originally was. So I use a manipulation of row 2 to manipulate row 1, but row 2 stays intact. Okay, so whenever you see that, the only row that changes is the one that's after the arrow. So row 1 is changing, row 2 is going to go back to its original format. So this is showing us half of row 2, which we've done is 0, 1, and 3. And then it says to replace that with the new row. So that's going to be 5, 3, and 7. And then the ending matrix is going to be 5, 3, 7. And then this goes back to original form, 0, 2, 0, 2, 6. Okay, that's that problem. Let me see if I can remember how this works. I'm going to go second matrix, go to edit. I'm going to change this to a 2 by 3. We're going to do the original matrix, which is 5, 2, 4, and then 0, 2, 6. All right, we're going to get out of here. We're going to go second matrix, and if we go over, we have some options. I'm going to arrow up. So you got row swap, you got row addition, you got times a row. Okay, so you got times and plus. This is the one that we want to do, time plus. So now the inputs are what? Let me see. 0.5. I think we're going to do the number, the row, 0.5, comma, times row 2 plus row 1. So the multiple, the row, and then what am I adding it to? And then I think we're going to put the matrix here. Second matrix, because we need to know what matrix to do that to. And I'm going to close it. Maybe that's correct. It might not be. 2 says invalid domain. Let me see if it shows that in the text, just so you can kind of see it at least once. I don't do it very often. I just always stand it by hand. You know, toward the end it talked about it a little bit. Do they have one where they've done a row and the calculator? I don't see it. These are just examples. Okay. Let me try one more thing. To know the internet is great. I might just get a little image. Is what we want to see. Alright, so times plus. Okay, so here we go. The syntax is we're going to do the scalar, the matrix, the row, and the row. Okay, so I'm going to do the 0.5, then the matrix, and then which row I'm doing that to, and then the row I'm adding it to. Alright, so let's try that. So I got my scalar. This is where my matrix is going to go. Second matrix A. And then I'm doing that with row 2, adding it to row 1. Okay. Enter. Okay, so we get our new matrix. 5, 3, 7, and 2, 0, 2, 6. So it will do it for you. Okay, just got to know the input. You took your multiple times the matrix, which row, which row. All right,